Surveillance video shows the female postal carrier putting items into a mailbox in front of a home in Dublin Monday afternoon around 4:30 when suddenly a masked man followed by a second person comes up from behind her. The postal worker, who asked not to be identified, describes being robbed at gunpoint.
Somebody came behind me and boom, just hit me and put a gun to the back of my head. And he said, "Give me your keys."
The terrifying robbery was caught on camera. This surveillance video shows a man walk past a USPS mail carrier. He then turns around and approaches her.
Pulled out the gun on his hand toward my stomach area, and he said, "I'm gonna get your key and don't do anything."
She put up her hands as the man stole her mailbox key from her belt before he walked off.
A massive case of mail fraud, landing 5 Delray Beach men behind bars on Monday. 3 cousins, Robbie, Dario, and Billy Cadet, Jordan St. Val, and Sean Padavani. They all discovered the all-important, quote, USPS Arrow key stolen last November, a universal key used by postal workers for area cluster mailboxes.
They are conducting armed robberies of postal carriers to obtain the key. The key then opens up the mailboxes where they're obtaining the mail, and then they take the checks out of the mail and use those to counterfeit. They're washing the checks, they're creating new checks.
A warning from police, especially in Boulder, they say do not put checks or any type of mail with personal information into these blue USPS mailboxes.
40 cases, 4 months, and nearly $400,000 taken. Officers were watching, waiting.
Last Wednesday, they saw an individual drive up to the box, open it with a counterfeit key.
An arrest was made and a search of the suspect's car uncovered more counterfeit Arrow keys, IDs, and mail that didn't belong to him.
None of us were told about it.
Not far from Boulder, we spoke with Vanessa Ewing in March, who learned her Westminster neighborhood had unknowingly been a target for thieves armed with those keys for years.
People come whenever they feel like it to steal from the mailboxes.
When you can't really feel comfortable mailing something in the United States, that's when you know we have a problem.
Jeff Hawes runs a business on a side street in Mechanicsburg, Cumberland County. He noticed a box that didn't belong in his dumpster.
I saw 6 of them in there, took a package out, and I was wondering if it came off our shipment truck. So I went back in, checked the cameras, and that's when I noticed, uh-oh, somebody's dumping them here. And then an hour later, he shows up in his personal car, stops at the trash can.
Detective Cody Phillips with the Silver Spring Township Police Department reached out to UPS and found the driver, who admitted to the whole thing.
His plan ultimately, and as seen on surveillance, was he was planning on returning to the dumpster after his shift had ended at UPS to retrieve the 6 packages out of the dumpster.
The clerk at the downtown San Jose 7-Eleven was surprised to see this recently. A delivery company called Cormart providing an armed guard with its truck and driver. Gurdev Singh says unfortunately he understands why.
Facing so many problems just because of the crazy guys.
Flavio Lopez works for another delivery company and says he wishes he had a guard as well, or at least a second person to help him keep an eye on the merchandise. Lopez hasn't been robbed, but he has had his run-ins downtown.
It has a pallet just like this, little stack, and somebody just came over and knocked it all over Starbucks glass. I had to pick it all up, and he just ran, so stuff you got to deal with downtown.